You're stuck in a time machine right now, and when you open your eyes, you see that you're surrounded by giant trees, and a strange sound like a roar fills the entire forest. You realize, damn, I'm back in the age of dinosaurs. And now the big question arises, how can I survive? To be honest, even the biggest and scariest dinosaur is not as dangerous as the girls of 2025, so I don't think there's any need to be afraid for us. This video is going to tell you exactly what to do if you're thrown into the age of dinosaurs, so you won't likely end up as a meal for a hungry raptor or a giant Tyrannosaurus. Let's dive into this fascinating nightmare together. Solution 1. Find a safe shelter. The first and most important step to survival is to find a safe place to hide. Imagine you are in the middle of a forest full of giant plants, and the sound of heavy footsteps is heard from afar, making the ground shake. If you were to stand there, you would look exactly like a ready-made snack in front of the dinosaurs. Option 1. Caves. Caves are the best choice to start with, because usually giant dinosaurs like Tyrannosaurus or Allosaurus, due to their large size, cannot easily enter the cave. But you have to be careful that the cave is not already occupied by another creature. Maybe a group of raptors have nested inside, or even prehistoric bats. Option 2. Rocks and heights. Going up high will give you both a better view of your surroundings and a lower chance of directly fighting predatory dinosaurs. Large dinosaurs roamed flat, forested terrain. Option 3. Climbing trees. This is a double-edged sword. On the one hand, many predators like tyrannosaurs can't climb trees. But be careful. Flying dinosaurs like pterosaurs may be waiting for you right there. Important point. Your shelter must have several exits, because if you're trapped and only have one way to escape, all it takes is one dinosaur to close it, and you'll be completely miserable. Solution 2. Distinguishing dangerous dinosaurs from safe dinosaurs. Many people think that all dinosaurs are cannibals, but the truth is that some dinosaurs are herbivores. Of course, being herbivorous doesn't mean safe. Imagine standing in front of a 30-meter brontosaurus. Even if it doesn't want to eat you, it can crush your blood like a toothpick with one kick. Deadly predators. Velociraptor. Fast, smart, and attack in groups. They may be more dangerous than Tyrannosaurus because they act like wolves. Tyrannosaurus rex, king of the predators. Its powerful jaws can crush bone. If one roars behind you, well, it's probably too late. Allosaurus, faster than T-Rex and more dangerous in groups, especially for group hunting. Giant herbivores. Triceratops, looks harmless, but its horns can crush any dog. Ankylosaurus, like a living tank with a hammer tail that can break even a Tyrannosaurus's leg. Diplodocus, usually calm, but if it senses danger, it moves its long tail like a whip. Quick detection method. If the dinosaur has sharp teeth and a staring gaze, it's better to be faster in the opposite direction of the primitive. If a dinosaur had wide teeth and a long neck, it was probably a herbivore, but it was still considered dangerous because it could crush you. Survival tip. Never go into the middle of a herd of herbivorous dinosaurs, because as soon as a predator attacks the herd, everything will fall into chaos, and you will probably be the first victim of kicks. Solution 3. Fire. Man's old friend. Fire is your only new technology in the age of dinosaurs, because it can not only give you warmth, but it is also one of the most powerful weapons against animals. How to make fire. With flint, or by rubbing two dry sticks together. I know it sounds simple, but when a dinosaur is chasing you, this is much harder than you think. Uses of fire. Scare away predators. Animals are more afraid of fire. Even a small torch can hold back a dinosaur like a raptor. Cooking food. Because many plants and meats are likely to be plants and parasites. Ivkovninedilu. 9/16/1925. 5 days, 04 a.m. Creating a signal to attract the attention of other people, if you are not alone, or even to build a trap. Vital tip. Be careful not to set fire to the forest around you, because a burning forest can be even more deadly than a dinosaur. Solution 4. Use height. One surefire way to increase your chances is to go to high places, because most predators roam on the ground. Up in the trees, if you can build a temporary shelter up in the tree, you will have both better security and a better view of the surroundings. But you have to be very careful because flying dinosaurs like pterosaurs can attack. Up on the rocks. Rocks are safer because large dinosaurs have difficulty climbing up. But the downside is that going down is very dangerous, and if you get caught, escape is almost impossible. Strategic advantage. From a height, you can see the movement patterns of dinosaurs. For example, you can understand that a certain path is always for predators, and you should avoid it. Survival tip. Always have a rope or a strong branch on hand, because climbing up is easy, but going down without tools can end badly and cost you your life. Tip 5. Find safe food and water. You can survive for days without food, but you can only survive for a few hours to a few days without water. The problem is that in the age of dinosaurs, many water sources were full of bacteria and parasites. Drinking water. Still water like a swamp, full of parasites. Running water like a river. A much better choice. To be sure, you should boil the water, and this is where fire comes in handy. Food, fruits and plants. Some are poisonous. It's best to look for fruits like bananas or berries. Meat. You can find the abandoned carcasses of herbivorous dinosaurs, but make sure to cook the meat thoroughly, because it's full of parasites and bacteria. Insects. They may be disgusting, but they're a great source of protein and less likely to make you sick. Survival tip. Never drink water directly from a river with dinosaur tracks in it. It may be full of deadly germs. Tip 6. Make a basic defense tool. You'll soon realize that without weapons, you have no chance of defending yourself. Even a small group of raptors can do you in. Simple but useful tools. Stone spears. Sharpen a long stick and sharpen it with a stone. Traps. Dig a hole and cover it with leaves and dirt. When a small dinosaur walks through it, it will fall in. Throwing stones. Simple but effective. It can even help scare the dinosaur from a distance. Collective defense tool. You can use long branches as group spears. A few people together with branches will probably stop a direct attack from a medium-sized predator. Survival tip. Never think about fighting a tyrannosaur. The last thing you can do is run away and distract it. Tools are mostly used to defend against small predators like raptors or flying dinosaurs. Strategy 7. Act in groups. A lone human, Maurim, ready prey. A group of humans, Primus, a team with a chance of survival. Advantages of being in a group. Divide tasks. One to look out, one to gather food, one to make tools. Collective defense. When a raptor attacks, if you are alone, you are done for. But when 5 people are waiting with spears, that raptor is less likely to approach. Morale. Loneliness in the age of dinosaurs quickly leads to panic and depression. Group survival rule. Honesty, Vertosung survival. Selfishness, death for everyone. Survival tip. When you have a group, you definitely need to create a signaling system. For example, whistling 3 times means danger is imminent, because loud noises may attract predators. Strategy 8. Control noise and footprints. It may seem strange, but this is one of the most important secrets to survival. Dinosaurs had a strong sense of hearing and smell. No excessive noise. Don't shout, because it can be heard miles away. When you are in a group, whisper or communicate with hand signals. Footprints. Walk on rocks or hard surfaces, because in mud and dirt, your footprints are like a road map for dinosaurs. If you have to walk in mud, try to erase the footprints with a branch or leaf. Smell. Remember that some predators, like Tyrannosaurus, had a terrible sense of smell. So bury or burn leftover food. Survival tip. Dinosaurs were like nature's security cameras. You need to move like a real ninja to have a better chance of survival. So now imagine you did all 8 of these steps. Found shelter, identified dinosaurs, built a fire, climbed up, drank clean water, made tools, formed a team, and moved like a ninja. Congratulations! You'll probably survive longer than anyone who accidentally got stuck in the age of dinosaurs. But let's be honest, there's still a problem. Because there's no guarantee that a giant Tyrannosaurus won't be right behind you and ruin all your plans in a second. According to this chart, my ex-girlfriend has taken the top spot for the most bloodthirsty dinosaur. If you enjoyed this imaginary trip to the age of dinosaurs, hit the subscribe button now and activate the bell so you don't miss the next adventures. And if you think you could survive more than a week in these conditions, tell us in the comments.